There are families all across America who proudly keep magic alive and well. Magic was brought over from Europe, and we have strong connections with a certain magic circle that resides in England. It was they who bestowed the sacred orb unto our family for services rendered many years ago. The orb is a powerful magical artifact that was created by a sorcerer long before the birth of Christ. It was passed down to our family 300 years ago and is what made me the wealthiest man in New York. Your mother knows very little about any of this, and although the magic does run through her veins, it isn't very strong. You, on the other hand, hold very strong magic. I know, because I used the orb on you when you were an infant, and it lit up stronger for you than it ever did for me. That intense glow is the indicator for how strong a magic user is. By now, you're probably waiting for a punchline, but there isn't one. On the next page is a command that will only work for the owner of the orb. Go somewhere secure and away from prying eyes before attempting your first feat of magic, and then carry on reading the third page of this letter. On the second page was written an oath of some kind. It told of the new owner having to hold the orb before reciting the words that would enable him or her to use the orb as it was intended. Sally grabbed the orb and made her excuses after thanking her mother for the gift and then went to her room. She held the orb in her right hand and the words in her left and then recited them. I pledge to use the power within for the good of people throughout the world and to harm no one. I understand that if this command should be broken, the power given to me will fade and disappear, never to be seen again, she said out loud. The orb was glowing as she spoke the words, but when she said the last word, she felt a tingling sensation running up her arm, as if it was connecting with her. Before the pledge on the note were the words that made the orb function as it should and could only be used by the rightful owner. It simply read, I request a boon. Apparently, she had to say these words in order to make a wish, or the wish wouldn't work. Sally was still a little bemused by all of this, but she was also intrigued and more than a little curious as to what she could wish for. The third and last page of the letter revealed a few more things. Sally, make a wish after saying the enabling words, and that should tell you all you need to know. May I suggest that you start off small and try to word your wishes succinctly and to the point. Don't be greedy, but allow your imagination to take over as best you can. I became a multi-millionaire with the use of the orb, but I helped a lot of people along the way. In fact, there are many people employed by my company who wouldn't have a job now if it wasn't for the orb. One last thing, Sally. The more you use the orb in any given day, the weaker it becomes. So limit yourself to no more than 3 wishes a day. If you're reading this letter, then I have passed on. I have no regrets, Sally, because I've had a great life. Be wise with your choices and make the Benson family proud. Yours sincerely and with love, Grandpa Joe. Sally folded the letter up again and then placed it into the envelope before hiding it away in her secret place, along with her personal diary. She then took hold of the orb again and watched it light up in her hand. After reading all of the letter, Sally was now stumped as to what she should wish for. She wanted for nothing thanks to her grandparents. They had left her parents millions of dollars in their will, not to mention several profitable companies. So there wasn't much she could wish for that she didn't already have. She decided to give it some serious thought and not to rush it. With that in mind, she went back to reading her book, which happened to be an erotic novel. Coincidentally, this book was about magic, but more specifically, it was all about a sorceress who used magic to satisfy herself, and it was a compelling read, not to mention an erotic one. It was as she read this story that an idea for a wish occurred to her, and the more she thought about it, the more she dared herself to try it. In the end, she put the book down and picked up the orb again. She then spoke the enabling words out loud. I request a boon.